Hey guys, so today we're going to be talking about what a whole food plant-based diet is, the yummy foods that you are allowed to eat, and the types of foods that you want to avoid on this lifestyle. And then we'll kind of go over the 80-10-10 structure that a lot of people eating this way follow. So a whole food plant-based diet is just that. It's eating whole foods that are plant-based, which means foods that are in its, or as close as possible to its natural form. So fruits, vegetables, grains like rice, quinoa, legumes like beans, some nuts and seeds, things like that. And as you'll see later in the week with the recipes, you can mix that stuff, with pasta sauce. Obviously, you want to read the ingredients, make sure it's, more tomatoes and spices and things like that. Salsas and yummy condiments like that. So you can really make some delicious dishes, and you can eat it in abundance, which is so freaking amazing. I mean, you get to eat all these delicious carbs because everything I listed is a carb. All of those are carbs. And so a lot of people get scared because they're like, no, carbs are the enemy. I can't eat carbs. I eat low carb or whatever. Well, no, all these foods that are plant-based that grow from the earth, that we're supposed to be putting into our bodies are all carbs. So, and they're the things that are very filling for us and just so good for our bodies, our muscles, our brain. It's just incredible. And, so you get to eat a ton of those things, and you'll always feel satisfied because there's so much fiber. There's so much fiber in these things, in these types of foods, that you're gonna feel fuller faster, and you're gonna feel like, wow, I don't really even have to pay attention. I eat when I'm hungry and I stop when I'm full, because the fiber that we don't get from animal products, because there's no fiber in animal products, and processed foods, which strip the fiber. So even if you think that you're eating something that, like a potato chip that is a potato, well, it was at one time, is stripped of the fiber. So that's why you can just, eat on those all day and load up the calories and not feel full. So on this diet, you can eat it in abundance. You're getting all of those nutrients and just feel incredible. The types of foods that you want to avoid on this are obviously animal products, meat, cheese, milk, sour cream, ranch dressing, any sort of animal product. So another thing too that we try to avoid in this type of diet are added fats, like olive oil, sesame oil, excessive nuts, excessive avocado, just because they're higher in fat content. But obviously nuts and avocado are healthier fats that also have fiber and things that are going to fill you up. So you're not going to feel like you need to eat so much of that. But fat is the highest calorie content of any of your macronutrients. Carbs, protein, and fat are your macronutrients. Fat is 9 calories per gram, where carbs and protein are 4. So that's why when you see olive oil at 1 tablespoon, is 140 calories, because first of all, any oils like that, olive oil, sesame oil, anything like that, is 100% fat. It's got none of the fiber, none of that stuff that's going to fill you up. So I'll show you a diagram too that kind of shows you your stomach with, 500 calories of oil. I can't remember what the middle one is, but then it'll say, 500 calories of a salad and potatoes and all that deliciousness, where your stomach is full. Because people who put too much olive oil on vegetables and whatnot, your calorie count is skyrocketing, and that fat is it's already fat, so it's easily going to convert into fat on your body. So we try to limit that. Okay, so the 80-10-10 lifestyle, what is that? So 80-10-10 is your macronutrients. So 80% carbs, 10% protein, 10% fat. So that is the structure that we follow. So there's a way to track that. I use my Fitness Pal. It'll break it down. Once I enter my foods for the day, it'll tell you the breakdown of your macros, okay? So you want to focus on 80% of carbs, 10% protein, 10% fat. So the 10% protein is where a lot of people get tripped up. Like, oh my gosh, don't you need way more protein than that? We've consistently been told 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. Well, that's just not true. You don't need that much. We really need a fraction of that. I eat a third of the protein that I used to eat, and I am not hurting for muscle. There are so many people out there who eat this way that are athletes. I mean, serious athletes, serious muscle, like Fergie, Thor. Yes, Chris Hemsworth is a whole food, plant-based vegan. Arnold Schwarzenegger. I mean, there's so many people out there and they are not hurting for protein. So trust me when I say you do not need as much protein as they are telling you, okay? And then the 10% fat, obviously, you don't want to have a high carb and high fat diet because when you have carbs, I don't want to get too technical here. When you have carbs, your body is going to use those for energy, okay? So if you're adding fat into that equation, that fat's just going to turn into fat, okay? Because carbs are what your body was designed to run on. That is its preferred source. It will go after your carbs first, okay? And I can get more technical into that if you want. That would be later courses. Again, this is just an introduction. So I don't want to get too technical, too researchy, and make it too complicated for people who don't care about that stuff. So if you do want more information, that would be in a later discussion, or you can reach out to me as well. So that is the premise of a whole food plant-based diet. I will, like I said, I use my MyFitnessPal to track those macros. I know there's other ones out there like Chronometer. I personally have never used that. I'm so used to my MyFitnessPal. It is so super simple, and it's free. So I recommend you using that. I believe you can track your macros with the free version. You would have to download it and see. I have the premium, so I don't know if that feature is allowed on the free version. So you would have to download it and see. But anyways, that's how we do that. Seriously, such yummy food, guys. Don't you ever feel like just because it's, okay, we can eat this and we don't eat this, that you're gonna feel restricted, because I promise you, you will not. And all the nutrients that are in these foods is giving your body exactly what it needs to thrive, to fight disease, to be healthy, just to live your best life. So that's a whole food plant-based diet in a nutshell. And tomorrow we're gonna kind of go over some of the stories and the research. All right, I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.